players. If they don't like Steve Martin, that's fair enough. Sack him. Get a coach that they're willing to support. But I just don't think they show the unity they talk about. Tradition and unity are supposed to go hand in hand. They want the tradition. There's no unity.
I'd have nothing to say if there was 25,000 people out at Sydney Football Stadium with watching South Sydney games each time. A successful team is judged by their administration. I've got to say this again. Why not relocate? Even Adelaide talk with South Sydney. What that is going to happen is that Adelaide are given a history, a tradition, a junior base, and South Sydney are given a future. The Rabbitohs will live on. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Well, I don't either. South Melbourne, when they relocated to become the Sydney Swans, the South Melbourne supporters hated it. Yes. But now that the Swans are successful in Sydney, there's 5,000 registered Sydney Swans fans in Melbourne, and the same thing could happen here. You could have a united supporter base for the Rabbitohs here in Sydney, no matter where they play. They
still call it South Melbourne down there. The Bloods, I think, their inner circle is, and they go and watch the games. All is forgiven, and the Swans still live, except they're living in Sydney. And the Rabbitohs will live either with, they're talking about Cronulla Southern with a merge, or why not the Adelaide? It's giving Adelaide an opportunity of a history, and the Rabbitohs a future. It makes a lot of common sense to me.
Time will tell. Whatever, it was a very bad way to prepare for the Rabbitohs clash with Canterbury at the SFS last night. There's certainly no sympathy in football. The Bunnies were given another belting.
At the Sydney Football Stadium, Daryl Halligan started the night with his 1500th career point. But it was Gavin Lester who stretched their lead to 8.
Right-hand side, Polamander, the cut-out pass. Oh, what a smuggle! Gavin Lester!
We saw some freakish passes in the passage leading up to that try.
Canterbury came out firing in the early moments of the second. Rod Silver, the try scorer.
They keep it alive. Here we go. At pace. Welcome back, Rod Silver, with a try.
Only minutes later, it was on again. This time, Daryl Halligan.
The Bulldogs over the top from Hughes, and Halligan into the corner.
South's reply was swift, but substitute David Thompson put the result beyond doubt.
They swing it to the blind side. Short ball for Thompson.
Canterbury convincing 22-point winners.
Well, can your doggies go on with it now?
Look,
they're hanging in.
I believe so. Craig Polamander did some creative things last night. But the bloke I want to give a rap to is Daryl Halligan. We all know him for his goal kicking, but he's been a great defender, and he's scored a couple of good tries. And Matthew Ryan, that little ball he popped out there, they need him in the side. But yes, I think there's a smell there. They're believing in themselves. Great psychological turnaround for them against the Rabbitohs last night.
Halligan now over 1,500 points in first grade, so a great personal effort from him. And if there's another club in as much turmoil as South, I guess it's Newcastle. They're going through a very unsettling period with this drug scandal, and that gave Penrith a rare chance of victory last night.
It's been an emotionally hectic week for the Newcastle side. At home, Penrith began with a rush. Robbie Beckett with the opening try.
Quickly from dummy half, away to Robbie Beckett.
It was a different Panthers outfit, the Mountain Men finishing plays. David Woods stretching their lead to 8.
And Drew it was. Adamson, oh, what a ball to keep it going. Woods, one-on-one, they'll score another one.
But repeated mistakes ruined any sustained Penrith raids. Matthew Johns giving Bill Peden an opportunity.
One more tackle for the Knights. Grubbin into the end goal, coming through. Peden beat everybody to score.
Sustained pressure from the Knights proved crucial. Matthew Gidley with try number 10 of the year. 12 points to 8 at the break.
Carter now, pass that's dropped by David Woods. Andrew Johns goes through the hands. Gidley is going to score in the corner.
Newcastle lacked the go forward. They had their top 4 props sidelined. As a result, Penrith was able to capitalise.
Has men outside him through Phil Adamson. Held on to by Matthew Johns. I think he might have got across the line. He has!
12 all, Newcastle with the ball in hand. Craig Gower, the try saver.
Making the mistake there. Through the left-hand side they come. Cochrane! Well, it's a close run thing here. The touch judge doesn't believe it was a try. He's going to go to Brian Grant. No try.
13 minutes remaining. Andrew Johns with a vital one-pointer.
Johns with a field goal, struck it nicely.
13-12 with the Panthers dominating possession. Brad Drew with the leveller.
Gets it away, he struck it nicely.
Then in the final seconds, the home side found space out wide, only to be denied again. A draw at Penrith Stadium.
Down the left-hand side, he's just got Hughes to beat. Kicks past him. The ball almost to the try, cleaned up by the Knights.
Yeah, very tense finish there, and I guess the saving grace for Newcastle, despite having some injuries and some other problems at the club, they do have a pretty easy run home.
Yes,
Although they would have regarded Penrith as 2 certain points up until last night.
Yeah, exactly. Penrith pushed them all the way, as we saw then, but Newcastle have got a lot of depth too. There's a lot of chopping and changing, but they really do have a lot of problems, but they seem to be handling that and scoring the win. So, although they had a draw last night, they have got an easier run home than a lot of other clubs, but they'll be there at the business end of the season. They are a class outfit.
They certainly are. North Queensland, they still have aspirations to make the final 10. And they did just enough at Malanda Stadium in Townsville last night to keep the Chargers at the bottom of the ladder.
Chasing a top 10 spot, the Cowboys struck early against the Chargers. A great pass from Duneman eventually resulting in a try to Josh Hannay.
Big chance here now, Josh Hannay, he's there!
North Queensland continued to apply the pressure in the first half. Andrew King having a horror night for the Gold Coast.
Chance here, there's a mistake. Now I think, what's he going to rule here? He's going to rule a knock on.
But early in the second half, the Chargers were back in the game. Jason Nicol making a bust to send David Miles over in the corner.
The lock forward, Jason Nicol looks to link with David Miles, the centre, and he'll score in the corner. Well,
The Cowboys edged ahead through a penalty, and then Bert Tabui made the most of a loose pass to put Shearer in the clear.
Tabui's away now. Shearer's in support. Looks for it on the inside. They won't catch Shearer. He'll score right under the post.
With 7 minutes to go, another North Queensland penalty was awarded after Lomax was stripped of the ball in a 2-man tackle. As Hannay lined up his shot, a farcical situation then erupted, referee Jadwat Mokshin taking exception to the Chargers trainer being on the field.
Come here, come here. There's a bit of a blow-up here now with the trainer. What he's saying
Go,
is...
go, go. I'm telling you to go.
Well, Jadwat's been... well... Here we go. Well, I haven't seen this season where the referee... There's a massive blow-up here. The referee is going to run
Ground
across.
manager.
He's looking for the manager of the Gold Coast side.
No, the ground manager he's after.
Yep, there's going to be an official report made here against a trainer. Now,
This bloke's finished for the night. I want him behind the fence, all right?
With the trainer exiled, Hannay finally converted the penalty, North Queensland winning the game 14-4.
Yeah, good effort from the referee there. They just clutter up the game, those trainers, and they are a pest.
Good on him, the referee. Look, I'm glad to see the less we see these guys coming on and off all the time, let alone interchange, which I'm not a big fan of, the better. So well done, referee. I thought that was great.
All right, well, what do you think about the North Queensland Cowboys' chances of making the 10? Do you think they're as great?
Well, they're on the same points as Canterbury, and look, their run home is not as hard as, say, the likes of St George. So, yes, if they can win their home games and maybe a couple away, yeah, I'll give them every opportunity.
All right, well, we do have Warrington and Leeds, a good game from the European Super League, coming up immediately after the Canberra and Cronulla game. So that'll be around about 4:10. No need to lose any enthusiasm for the footy because this was quite exciting. We're going to take some of the first half action from that game just as a tease.
Holroyd didn't like the tackle from Tuta.
Now then Harris again, one-handed back to Sheridan. Busy little player, Sheridan. He finds Tony Kemp, who in turn gives it to Hay. Hay showed it to everybody and went for the gap. Hay, Penny's after him. Penny got to him, but momentum took Andy Hay over.
That's Warrington and Leeds coming up at about 4:10. All right, let's concentrate now on Canberra and Cronulla. What are your thoughts?
Both sides on 18 points. The one that loses is going to be out of the top 10, so it's very important to get those 2 points. It's Canberra for mine. Look, Brett Mullins is back. I know he's not going to make a great difference, and really the Raiders have got their tails between their legs at the moment with coming off a loss against the Roosters. But it all starts with the forwards. The Canberra forwards have to dominate, get over that advantage line. Laurie Daly's playing, Ricky Stewart. Don't be surprised if they use McClendon, who's been in sizzling form, as a dummy half, or even replace Luke Prittis at hooker, because you don't have to hook these days, and he's scored a couple of good tries from that dummy half position. His quick acceleration, creativity around that ruck could be a key.
As we look at the Sharks, they're very susceptible to the bomb. They've had 7 tries scored against them this season from the bomb. And just interesting, Canberra have scored 63 tries this year, Turv, but only 2 of them have come from the bomb. It might be time to unleash because this is a team that has proven to be vulnerable under the bomb, although David Peachey's return to form does countermand that a little bit. David
Peachey, fine player as he is a confidence player like most of the players are, and can be vulnerable under the high ball. So yes, certainly the likes of Ricky Stewart will be testing him out. Cronulla were very tentative against Canterbury last week for the first 10 minutes. There was only a little bit of brilliance from David Peachy that got them back into the game. So Cronulla, they're up there, but they're still not playing as well as they did last year.
The Raiders are 5 wins, 1 loss at home this season. They've won 7 of their last 10. Are they going to make it 8 of 11?
Look, I think so. It's up at Canberra. It's nice and cold. A lot of sides, when going down there, hated playing in the cold. They're used to it, but the forwards have got to stand up. And I've watched Mal Meninga how he uses his interchange. Little Mark McClendon, don't be surprised if Laurie Daly's holding up well and Ricky Stewart, he gets a little go around that dummy half area.
Yes, well, I wonder how unsettled the Raiders will be by news today that Brad Clyde and Ricky Stewart may be forced out by the salary cap. Brett Mullen's already linked to Sydney City. News from the Sharks, Paul Green is going to the Cowboys to join Jeff Bell up there, and Martin Lang has at least re-signed with Cronulla, which is a sign of solidarity for him. As we go now from the Canberra Raiders dressing room to Bruce Stadium, Stephen Price is there, Gary Belcher is there, along with Terry Kennedy.
There they are, the Canberra Raiders in their dressing room, the 3-time champions back in 89, 90 and 1994, entering round 17 of the NRL competition. 9 wins in 8th position with 18 competition points. Rivalry on the sidelines. Cronulla fans have made the trek down to Bruce Stadium as now the Sharks come out. Martin Lang, centre of screen, who has just signed a new 3-year deal. Nick Graham, the number 6. David Peachy, Howland, Jeff Bell, the wings. McKenna, Richardson, the centres. Graham and Healy, the halves. And that forward pack of Danny Lee, Dean Treaster, Martin Lang, Sean Ryan, Nathan Long, and Wade Forrester. Been a big year for this young man. Martin Lang, 2 Origin games. His first grade debut back in 96, and has just re-signed a 3-year deal. The Canberra Raiders, and the big cheer goes up because that man is back. Laurie Daly after 2 weeks on the sideline. The lineup, Kenny Nagus, McNamara, Mullins the wings, Brendan Pearson, David Boyle the centres. The halves there of Laurie Daly and Ricky Stewart. The forward pack of Luke DeVico, Wolford, Clyde, Kennedy, Burner, Croker. There's been some 6 changes made to the lineup for the Canberra Raiders, losing both their props. Ricky Stewart having the final touches applied now, 31 years of age. 14 Origin games for New South Wales, 9 Test matches and 2 Kangaroo tours. Pause for just a moment and the national anthem. In the national capital, and the referee today, Mr. Paul McLean. 76 first grade matches. We are now underway at Bruce Stadium. A very important clash. A high, long kickoff, and DeVico with the first touch, and plenty of willing workers in defence already for the Cronulla Sharks.
Well, already Luke DeVico there with that first hit up. As he was coming out the back of that tackle, looking to offload. None of the Raiders players, in fact, were there, and I think it was a wise choice just to take that first tackle. Ferner now going forward.
David Ferner, who scored over 1,000 points in first grade rugby league. Wolford brings them back to the grandstand side. Stewart with that lethal right boot. Peachy in the full-back position for Cronulla. Comes away 30 metres out from his own try line. Joining us on the sideline is Steve Price, the Canterbury Bulldog. Conditions not too cold, are they, Steve?
No, mate, they're pretty good conditions down here for Canberra. I mean, Cronulla would be pretty happy with how the day's panned out for them. They'd be just wanting to get into the game and hopefully coming away with 2 points for Cronulla.
With your comments throughout the game, Treaster takes it to Nathan Long. Just short of the halfway line now. They've made some 20 metres so far in this set of 6. Big Danny Lee charges forward. Up over the halfway line he goes. Final tackle. We'll go back for Healy. Back to this Forrester, who made the kick. Nagus has it and takes out one of his own players in Ben Kennedy.
Yeah, he was well positioned there, Kenny Nagus, for that kick, but I tell you, the Cronulla players, the kicker didn't look outside him. The only chaser on him was Laurie Daly, and he had 2 players unmarked outside him. Here you see Nagus, a bit of a swerve, hits Kennedy, and fortunately no Cronulla player there was shepherded.
The Raiders, 40 metres out. Wolford takes off from dummy half, pinches 10 metres, good run. Will be interchanged with Luke Prittis, who'll come off the bench. Clyde doing the kicking. A ricochet. It's been touched, 6 to go. No need to panic for Canberra, and they did exactly that. Peachy comes away.
Well, Brett Mullins, who picked that ball up, could see that inside a player was unmarked. You see the ball there, it's come off a Cronulla player. I don't think it should have been 6 to go, but Laurie Daly gets it on the boot. Mullins busy putting his mouth guard in, tries to throw it inside, comes off a Cronulla player, may have gone forward, but Peachy in the end cleaned it up for the Sharks.
Well, the call seemed quite loud there by referee Paul McBlain for the 6 to go. The offload, Treaster takes it forward, taken again by David Boyle in jumper number 20. He's come into this side for Ruben Wiki in the centres. Long again. Also another player who was just re-signed with the Cronulla Sharks. Takes it quickly, Peachy. Forrester again. That big right boot, but straight down the throat of Nagus.
Well, we were told before the match that Brett Mullins may in fact start at fullback, so obviously Mal Meninga has got a couple of world-class fullbacks there to choose from, and he's given Ken Nagus the first opportunity there this afternoon, although he is rubbing his left knee. It's a bit sore after that first take-up.
DeVico picks up 4 metres. Danny Lee came over the top. Nick Graham was down below. Inside ball for Bradley Clyde, looking for the offload. Kennedy was just half a yard too late. They go for Stewart. Back now for Furner. Furner back on the inside, DeVico. Final tackle now. Stewart. Could be the high ball. They'll run it. Daly standing wide. Pearson with the kick. Still the final tackle. And out on the full. Communication on 2 occasions now.
Well, I think the Cronulla players, in fact, read that pretty well. The Raiders decided to run it. They thought they had the numbers out wide. The winger hadn't come up, but you heard the Cronulla players calling, they're running it, they're running it. In the end, it was left up to Brandon Pearson to kick, and he didn't get it a clean one away. But that's twice on the last tackle that the Raiders haven't got the ball through the defensive line and into the back of play there, and Cronulla are a fairly easy let-offs for them.
Ryan plays it back. Healy. This is Nick Graham. Good ball for Richardson. Can't go with it. This is Brett Howland. This man is lightning quick. Look at him go. Back on the inside. Nagus comes at him, gets him, and drags him to the ground. Just 10 metres out. They need a quick play the ball. They get exactly that. Graham. Big ball now for Peachy. Nathan Long. He's cut out of the action. McKenna taking the ground 5 metres out. Long, the little kick. It's a good kick. Just a touch too deep. I think he was the only player who knew about it, Gary.
Well, Brett Mullins, I guess he was glad that it was a forward chasing through, not a speedy back. He had time to let it go. See what McBlain has to say.
You get up and start throwing, wanted a bloke on the ground. Didn't connect, but don't cut it, because if it starts,
well, here's Brett Howland flying down the sideline here. Jason Croker couldn't stay with him, but a beautiful covered defensive tackle there from Nagus. He positioned himself well.
Steve Price on the sideline. How do you see the battle so far?
I think both sides are just settling down at the moment. Yeah. Obviously, that's Johnny Lang wouldn't have been happy with that kick from Nathan Long. I think that would have been Mitch Healy's chance to put a great bomb up and see how Kenny Nagus is under the bomb.
I'll test him out. Inside ball for Ben Kennedy from Stewart. 10 weeks out of the game with viral encephalitis for Ricky Stewart. Inside ball for Furner again. 40 metres out from the try line. Boyle through the hands of Stewart. Daly kicking early. Peachy goes back. Jeff Bell picks it up. Thought about bringing Peachy into play, decided against it.
that's obviously a play that they've been working on, the Raiders, that kick 2 or 3 passes wide. I know they do it quite often, but perhaps they feel that Cronulla's wingers come up when they throw it around on the last tackle, and there's some space in there. And finally, after the third attempt, they got one into that 20-metre zone.
Lang looking to celebrate his new contract with a big game. Lee upended. There's Davidson, the other veteran Cronulla prop forward, and around in the lower grade this morning. Nick Graham got around one. Ricky Stewart now rides him to the ground on the halfway line. To the right-hand side, Healy forced to rush that kick, but it's a good kick. Nagus goes across. He's picked up some 40 metres.
It is a good kick from Mitch Healy, considering Ricky Stewart had a good chase on him out of dummy half. But the angle of the ball bounces out there about 10 metres out from the line. Ken Nagus couldn't get to it. Rory Daly now urging his troops on.
It's Daly suffering from that chronic knee trouble. His last game was the third State of Origin game. 2 weeks out. The game against Newcastle and also the one against Sydney City last week.
Stay in, Lock! Stay in, stay in, stay in!
Canberra looking for a much better performance than the one against the Roosters last week.
Come on!
Losing 40 points to 12. Daly. This is Nagus. Plenty of work to do so far. Croker.
Hands off the ball!
Alford, dangerous out of dummy half. For Croker again. Bond was tailing him up. Now it goes for the halves and Stewart and Daly. That ball's been knocked on by Brandon Pearson.
Well, it really was a tough ball, a late pass from Laurie Daly that was behind Pearson. It was a second thought. Daly was going to dummy, decided to throw it. It really wasn't on. Pearson had virtually overrun it. And a turnover now for Cronulla, just 40 metres out, and really their first chance to put some pressure on with a number of tackles up their sleeve.
Nathan Long, 35 out, plays it back for Trista. Healy, inside ball, this one for Jason Stevens. Coming off the bench. The hands of Healy. Graham has runners. Russell Richardson can't get around his man. Lang with one of those customary charges. Final tackle. Where's Healy? Touch deep. High ball. Howland is the man chasing through. It was too deep. Taken in the field of play by Jeff McNamara. McNamara, great work to come away from his own line.
Deceptively quick, young McNamara. Played a bit of fullback and he's had a few games up there for the Raiders this season. And I know Mel Meninga's been happy with the way he's played. He just checked himself here to see whether he was in the field of play or the in goal. He was definitely in the field of play when he took off. So he had to try to better his position and did that very well. Another 10 or 12 metres forward.
A little bit of fullback earlier in the year for Canberra, did McNamara. Now finds himself on the right wing. Final tackle for Canberra. Stewart again. PG. Let's go sideline to Steve Price.
Yeah, Terry, just interesting there. Brandon Pearson was actually down injured, and apparently he's got a knee injury coming into the match, and he's limping quite dramatically. Well, he was at that stage. He's back in the line now, but it'll be interesting to see how he comes through in the next couple of minutes.
We'll keep an eye on him. They've been hard hit by injuries. Canberra in the lead up to this game. Healy. Back for Stevens. Quick hands for Trista. Sean Ryan. Quick for a big man. Howland. Away from the sideline he came. Healy turns his back on the defensive line for Graham. Nathan Long working the fringes of the ruck. They go the short side. The kick by Forrester. Again playing for position. He gets a nice bounce with that. Nagus under a ton of pressure and forced back. It'll be a goal line dropout and Cronulla's best chance to attack.
Yeah, good effort there from the Cronulla chasers. A well-placed kick this was. Really, Nagus had no choice but to pick it up. It bounced just into the in goal. He tried to get down low, which is his job there, but They've dragged him back over. He may have a case for saying he was already held, but his movement really didn't stop. You just see him here, gets the ball, turns, assesses where the players are, tries to get down low, but Jeff Bell drags him over the line.
Good chase by Cronulla. And Pearson there just limps to the sideline, Steve Price. So the medical report was spot on.
All right? No, I said it. I didn't know if it was. I'm just saying, please don't.
Stewart, the goal line dropout. 45 on the fly. Picked up by Stevens. Big man, played in the grand final with St George back in 1993. Now a Cronulla Shark. Nathan Long, Bullock's his way now. 12 metres out from the try line. Treaster wants a quick play the ball, appealing for the penalty, and he gets it.
Hey, back, Simon, back out, come on.
Simon Wolford having words there.
I did kick you off.
With Treaster or Nathan Long.
Simon, it was 2 fouls. Okay.
You just have a look here. I was about to say neither side's forward packs have made any inroads, and then we have Nathan Long steaming straight over the top of Ricky Stewart. Eventually he's pulled down there by Ben Kennedy, and you just have a look at Wolford here. He goes on with it, flips him over when he's already half back on his feet, and that's a no-no in this day and age. Definitely a warranted penalty there from Paul McBlain.
And the first one of the match also, Gary, to the Cronulla Sharks. Wade Forrester, the lock forward, will have the kicking duties for the Cronulla Sharks. Normally left up to Matt Rogers. He's out of this game. Forrester. Nice one to open the account. And the Cronulla Sharks, they open their account here at Bruce Stadium. They lead Canberra by 2 points to 0. Strange game so far, Gary. Neither team has really been able to assert their dominance.
We haven't really seen, as I was just saying, the forwards make any big impact from either side yet, so therefore that doesn't open up too much space for the boys out wide, does it? Both sides just electing for that 4 or 5 hit-ups and then a kick. And the kicking games have been pretty average as well, particularly from Canberra so far.
Will improve the talent in this Canberra lineup. Boots of Ferner, Daly, Stewart, Clyde, who does a bit of kicking.
Hey, Boyley.
It's a deep one. And taken forward, Luke Stewart.
Play one, stand up, come back to me.
Slowly to his feet, he's been hurt in that tackle, is Luke Stewart. DeVico was the man who put the punishing hit on.
Oh, he's really wobbling there, Luke Stewart, isn't he? Just waiting to get those stars out of his head. There's another player hurt.
It's Dean Treaster, who has copped a high one here from Ben Kennedy. We'll have a listen to the referee.
You can tell me hit him in the chest, but your arm ended up around his neck, all right? That's the reason for the penalty. Get the tackles down. All right? Laurie hit there first, but it went up.
I believe it is Dean Treaster who's down. Oof. And it's got him right on the chin.
Well, the ref has said he saw him, he reckons he hit him in the chest and then it went up. Hasn't said he put him on report at all. Does look a little bit sus. Let's have a look at it again here. Oh, he's got him. It's a little bit doubtful, but he certainly ended up with a forearm around his chin or his cheekbone, and he's a bit of a sick man at the moment, Dean Treaster.
Yeah, 7 tackles already for the game. Steve Price, how did you see it?
It was a bit high. I mean, Ben Kennedy, he wanted to put a good shot on him, and unfortunately coming from the side and did get a really good shot. Just an illegal one, that's the only problem.
Just a touch too
Come
good.
back and set with me, come on, no penalty.
Ben Zammit. Brings in Sean Ryan.
Play 2, stand up.
Taken in that tackle by David Boyle. Stevens again. His work rate has been impressive since he's been on the park. Used off the bench. And an indiscretion in the play the ball by Jason Stevens.
He had David Ferner holding on to him, and that's what he's complained to the referee about. Well, it wasn't, in fact, it was from the dummy half. Trying to pick it up.
Ben Zammit, I believe, Gary, who...
Hey, just find yourselves
together. That little knock on, was it, Ben Zammit?
Ricky
Cronulla
Stewart.
lock, stay there. Stay there, go.
McClendon is on the park. This man is quick, and already he's created something for Nagus. To call a good impact. First touch.
That's pretty sharp, isn't it? Get outside your man like that and put a player away straight away.
Anthony Seibold. Stewart. Daly the decoy. Burner up over the halfway line. Croker again. Stewart looking for that inside ball that he loves to throw, and he throws so well.
Mitch Healy had read that. He was waiting for an intercept almost.
And Sean Ryan, Zammit, and now Ryan and Ricky Stewart. Just a touch of niggle creeping into this game, Steve Price.
Yeah, Ricky's sort of renowned for stuff like that, but Sean Ryan came into it there. They didn't really need a penalty there, the Sharks. The Raiders are starting to put a few little plays together and they're making a few yards.
Well, he's milked that Ricky Stewart. I saw an elbow come up while he was on the ground, and Sean Ryan wasn't too happy with it, but he shouldn't have retaliated. He's given a penalty away.
He has. Clyde. Is locked forward now, playing in the prop forward position. Fulford. I'll go to the left-hand side now, change of direction. Set play for Ferner. Ferner got around the first tackle, can't beat the second. But Danny Lean holds on. Wolford again. Stewart, lovely ball. McClendon, Ben Kennedy. McClendon again, quick hands. Daly flings it out the back. Nagus looking to accelerate and offload. He does both. Croker, Burner, great ball movement. Daly's gone without it. They were onto him very quickly though.
Well, he was looking to catch and pass. I don't think they needed to panic as much there, but they looked dangerous, the Raiders. Nice tackle from Kennedy. I'll tell you what, there was a try saver there by Mitch Healy earlier on. It was on Ben Kennedy, and it was gone for all money without that tackle.
No 10-metre penalty.
Denny Lee.
That's our second one.
Nick
Stand
Zisti.
up.
A couple of clubs, Souths, St George, the Hunter. Joining Cronulla this year, Nick Zisti.
Stand for 3, hands out.
3 tackles gone for Cronulla. Back it goes for Healy. On that lethal right boot. Now we've got McNamara back there in the fullback position. Oh, I mentioned there he had played at fullback for Canberra earlier this season, but that means Brett Mullins remains on the left wing, and one would think that he would be the man to go back to fullback. Here goes McClendon again. How impressive is he?
Yeah, surprising to see McNamara there and Nagus. I think Nagus had feeling the pinch with his knee. They've just swapped back over again, in fact, so we're going to see the wingers and fullbacks shuffling around a fair bit with the Raiders today, I imagine.
Over again. Still struggling in the tackle. Sean Ryan and Nathan Long eventually been in the ground. Back it goes for Wolford. Stewart to Daly. There's a Cronulla player down in back play. McClendon around his first man once again, and referee Paul McLean has spotted.
Laurie, just hold it there for the last one, mate. We've got a crook one. Hey? I didn't see it. I was looking running over here.
Gary.
Another player down hurt who's not very well at all, and it is very close to the action at the moment, so the referee's doing the right thing, pulling play up.
No, I had my head turned the other way.
There's Bradley Clyde taking it up, and Ben Zammit, who's underneath him, and he's really copped the full brunt of Brad Clyde's, well, his hip, his leg,
just wait, Jason,
his arm
get
as
closer.
well. He's just come out of
last
the
tackle.
too.
Ben Zammit has used off the bench today, leads the park. It's a high bomb, Peachy. He juggles it and comes away with it.
Play one, stand up.
One of those players, Gary.
If he's on fire, he's great, and that'll be a bit of a confidence booster really for him. That was a tough one, swirling around a torpedo bomb, and he had Kenny Nagus chasing down as well, so you want to just be able to catch the first one or two of those on any given day, and you're pretty confident from there as the fullback goes.
Yeah, well, Peachy, he picked up 2 tries against the Canberra Bulldogs last week, Steve Price. You saw him up close.
Yeah, he was. He backed up tremendously last week, David Peachy. I think he's just waiting for that chance. The forwards really haven't got on top yet from Cronulla over Canberra, so once that happens, I think you'll see a lot more of David Peachey.
Daly got out of the line quickly to put pressure on Healy, and that pressure has paid off. Good work by Laurie Daly.
Yeah, he was that quick, I think, that McLean put the whistle to the mouth at one stage, thinking about getting him for offside, but he put so much pressure on Healy that eventually it came off the side of the boot into touch. Let's see if the Raiders go forward here. Got to say, the last couple of times they've thrown it a lot, they've moved it a lot sideways, but they're not bending that line or advancing forward before they try to get some space out wide.
Seabold, 30 out. Stewart, Furner. That inside ball from Stewart. Repositions himself on the open side. McClendon. We've got Daly with runners, namely Ben Kennedy. Kennedy skips out of one, skips out of two. Crawls his way to the try line. 1 metre short now. Back it comes. Daly, long ball. Stewart. Croker. So strong close to the line is Croker. They are still 1 metre out. Final tackle. Stewart kicks for himself. Peachey positions himself superbly.
Oh, he did, and what a deft little kick there. Ricky Stewart, Brad Clyde with the chase. Just watch this. Stewart steps inside, just make sure it goes in goal, and Clyde wraps Peachey up, ball and all. Good play all round, good defence from the Sharks. A try saver from Nick Zisti just before that, and now Peachey cleans up.
I think they're starting to warm up, Gary, both these teams. It's taken 20 minutes, but they're starting to put it together.
Yeah, I think the Raiders may be paying the price for having both their front rowers out.
Yep.
Makes it a bit hard to go forward, but the rest of the side looking pretty good at the moment.
It cuts down on the prop rotation. This one comes down. David Atkins.
Stand one!
He's only 19 years of age. Anthony Seabold.
Roll away for two!
The roll grader with the Broncos. Stewart. Back to the open. Furner. Furner back on the inside and loses it. Well, they've had their chances and they've had their moments.
Simon Wolford!
And Wolford has there's been a little bit of niggle there all day from Simon Wolford.
Right up. Furner, he just tries to take this one bit too far. In fact, went to throw it, saw that there was no one there and tried to pull it back in.
The player's head with a forearm, all right? You won't last too long with me, all right?
You heard it there, Simon Wolford, 11 tackles so far. And this is a nice penalty for Cronulla because they've been under substantial pressure for the last 4 or 5 minutes.
And they've soaked it up very well. Got to say with the Raiders though, they're looking good making half breaks, but the last couple of times they've made a bust, Ben Kennedy then, or before, and David Furner just then, both times looking for support, but that wasn't there.
There goes Martin Wang. And still going. And still going. Just short of the halfway line. Great charge. Now Danny Lee. Looking to offload, loses it. There are 2 players in that tackle. Hands out. The crowd may well boo here. Out Bruce.
It looked like he was going to lose it, and that's when Jason Croker put his arms on it to rip it out, so the referee doing the right thing. Furner with a cut over his eye. Going just off the field to get treatment, about to be replaced by Luke DeVico.
Steve Price, Martin Lang with that charge. Of course, you were a teammate in the Queensland Origin camp this year.
Yeah, that's typical of Marty. He's really determined. It's interesting to see, Terry, Canberra, when they throw the backs out the ball out the back line, Laurie Daly seems to be standing in the centres and the wing at 5'8".
Very much so. Look at this. The Sharks, Russell Richardson, over the try line, but held up. And the Green Machine, they were there in numbers, and they had to be.
What, it looked like Eric Growth for a minute there, the way he took the defenders with him. You have a look when he gets the football here. It comes out wide. Nice turn and pass there from Danny Lee. They throw it out wide. Richardson gets it here, pushes off one defender.
McClendon it was.
There's McClendon, he just rugs him off. Daly's coming across. Now, he's no slouch in defence. Over the top of Daly, just gives him the heave-ho, and 3 more defenders carried over the line.
Peachey, Richardson, he'll get there this time. Denied 30 seconds earlier. Richardson makes amends. And now they lead by 6 points to 0. And Russell Richardson That's the way to strike back, Gary.
Oh, it certainly is. I tell you what, it was all the Raiders for 5 or 10 minutes before this, and you really struggle when you don't score, when you know you should score. And the Sharks, they would have grown from that great defence they had, and Russell Richardson has taken upon himself one almost try held up, and then no doubt about that one. Just through a yawning gap, drags the defender over. Looking very solid, isn't he?
What a tremendous effort that was. A product of that famous rugby league school, St Gregory's at Campbelltown. Just 21 years of age. From Dubbo originally. Made his first grade debut only last year. It's had a great impact for the Cronulla Sharks.
He played a couple of Super League tests as well.
He did.
Last year, didn't he? So I guess he goes all right. Showing there why he was selected at that level.
Mitch Healy, we saw Wade Forrester take the opening kick. That was straight in front of the post. I believe Forrester off the paddock in the last 5 minutes or so. So Mitch Healy will have this kick. That gives the Cronulla Sharks a very handy 8-point break over Canberra, who are yet to trouble the scorer. It's the Sharks in front by 8 points to 0.
Well, you just see this ball pitch. He pulls a couple of defenders in. Richardson was in fact outside his man and ran a beautiful line inside. Over the line about 5 metres from the post.
Raiders are in the strike back. 15 minutes to go before the half-time break. Nathan Long. This job for Cronulla. Martin Lang.
Second, stand up and back to me.
Signed a contract along with Nathan Long, the Cronulla Sharks, and Martin Lang getting in early and getting some money. Of course, his father, the coach, John Lang, yet to re-sign. Schweister has recovered from that nasty knock earlier, and he's back out there for Cronulla. Healy with the kick. It's a absolute close to being a beauty.
I think it's part of the tactics today, maybe to slow the Raiders down a bit, to kick for touch. That was certainly meant to go there, and it bounced only about a metre in from the touch line and hugged the line before Nagas got it. But I think really just to walk the scrums, to slow it down, to get their line set before the Raiders can hit back would be one of the tactics from John Lang today, perhaps.
But again, it's Forrester who got hold of him. Pearson, the grand sign, stand side for Vico. Boyle, Stewart, pretty heavy on his feet, 31 years of age, bounces and won't touch the sideline. Away it comes for Howland, who takes off and picks up a handy 10 metres.
Whitney Stewart leading the chase there, but where were the other chasers? Jeff McNamara 5 or 6 metres behind. They could have put a lot more pressure on Howland had he been up there with him.
Lang again.
Stand up, 3.
Away from his line, 20 metres out. Healy, Graham, McKenna. Still pricing the sideline.
Brandon Pearson and David Ferner have just gone back on, so Nick Linden's come off. Obviously because they made some inroads down that left side.
Russell Richardson went over the top of McClendon. Mullins. Allowing him to bounce. Here's Brett Mullins.
Well, it was a little bit too far away from him, but you're going to get confident back there. You've got to attack the ball. Brett Mullins wants to play there. He's a great fullback.
Come back to me for the second.
The third fullback, or the third player used in the fullback position for Canberra as the sun comes out here at Bruce Stadium. Good charge, this one by Seabold. He got up, went again, and still going is Seabold.
Well, that's what they need. They're going forward. Cronulla still getting back in the line.
With Critis, he adds that spark around the dummy half area. Critis. Stewart, change of direction again for Daly. Standing wide. Pearson looking to keep the ball alive. They have blundered it. Atkins was at his feet. He knocked on. Now Cronulla, the counter-attack.
I think you're entitled to say that blundered again. That's 3 times they've pushed passes within about 10 or 15 metres of the line, and it wasn't the last tackle. They didn't need to do it.
Richardson. Dazzling with the footwork and strength at the moment is Russell Richardson. Handling errors 4-1. Lang over the halfway line. He just keeps going forward. Stevens, Graham, flings it out for Washington Pearson, who says thank you very much.
Would have been a better ball if he tried. Almost a forward pass there from Curtis to Vico, the first hit up.
Curtis. The crowd obviously think that the Sharks are getting up inside the 10 metres. David Atkins now. Ben Kennedy. The Union player, been with Canberra now 3 years. Inside ball for Nagus. Nagus. A lot of loose ball by Canberra.
Well, that was knocked down by a Cronulla player, 6 again. Ruled by referee McLean. They really don't need to push anything here, though.
Curtis kept it alive. Croker.
0 tackle, 0! Restart!
5 tackles now to try and get across the try line. Inside ball for Nagus. I think that was a correct call too.
Well, and just after we heard the ref saying 0 tackle. It's just too early in the tackle count. Stewart knows Nagus is there, looks a little bit late, pops it, and I have to agree there, a bit marginally forward.
Just find him in, get together.
Play that.
Get together, Belt. Hang on.
Rival coaches really they do their scouting. They sweat on
get
that
together.
inside ball from Ricky Stewart and the likes of Nagus and Ferner and Kennedy who run off it.
Go on, get in, get in.
Look, they're playing with enough aggression, the Raiders. They're having a go. They're making half bust, but they're just that finesse is not there at the moment. They're not finishing it off well. They're not willing to hold the ball and maybe just come up with some repeat sets of 6 with 6 in goal.
They lost the one game at Bruce Stadium this year. Now they trail by 8 points to 0. Martin Lang.
Stand for 3 and back to me now. Hey, inside!
Martin Lang just keeps going. Now Forrester. It's the halfway line he's tackled on. Reister. Healy. Inside ball for Sean Ryan.
Wait
who
here!
I believe is on contract at the end of the year. Healy.
Nathan, stay out!
A good kick, that one. Boyle played it back to McNamara.
Play 2 is here! Come on!
Prentice, Nagus. He's trying to inject himself into the game, this Ken Nagus.
He's trying to hold at the moment, but that'll come if he persists.
Prentice, inside ball for the Vico. Offload. Croker again. They beat the referee Paul McLean. Daly standing wide. Kicks. The chasers, they're coming. Peachy goes back. Away from his try line, he must get. And he stays in the field of play.
With some help there, Jeff Bell aware that Peachy looked like getting forced back over the line and got in behind his fullback. Helped him out. But that's a much better play from the Raiders. The 5 tackles before that kick weren't that impressive. A lot of sideways play, some ball movement, really no go forward. But a good kick from Daly to finish it off.
For a couple of moments there was no dummy half for Cronulla. Ryan got there quickly. Stevens.
Hands out!
Earlier in the year. Long kick. Was kicked inside the 40, but didn't make the 20.
Just trying to take the pressure off there, Mitch Healy. I said before, a slow effort now. You see that kick around the 30-metre line. Just inside, it bounces out. Have a look if you get a chance for the Cronulla players. Mitch Healy's looking to them. They're fairly slow. Getting that to possession, 48% so far to Canberra. So it's pretty even. They've taken their time, Cronulla, to get to this scrum, and they really want to be set before the Raiders hit back.
Steve Price, Mark McClendon checks back into this game for the final 7 minutes before the half-time break is a play they must watch as the tiredness starts to set in.
Yeah, he certainly has. He's gone off for Ricky Stewart, and obviously Mal thinks that the last 10 minutes, hopefully he can spark a little bit around the rucks and his acceleration off the mark might be a bit of a problem for the Sharks as well.
This man can accelerate also, Kevin
Let's
Akers.
go, Sharks, here! Here!
There's McClendon, away from dummy half without the headgear on. Jason Stevens tries to upend him.
Just trying to help them, the commentators out
back to me, Sharks!
about his headgear this afternoon when he and Andrew McFadden have the headgear on. They're impossible to tell apart, but of course McFadden won't be out there this afternoon, not in the 7-man.
Over the President's Cup earlier, Bailey with the kick into open space. If it sits up, a good kick, pressure to Peachy. Kennedy the chaser, and did a good job also to get hold of Peachy.
He did. Peachy would have looked up and seen a back rower there and thought, well, I'm a chance here.
Stand up
And he
back
was.
to me.
Kennedy outstretched, pulled him down. Cronulla now on the third tackle.
Assisting.
Four hands out, Lawrence.
Stevens.
Stand for last.
His roll off the bench so far for Cronulla. Forrest. The second kicker for the Cronulla Sharks along with Healy. Good hands on the far side by Brett Mullins, who the crowd here would love to see get into some open space, Gary.
Oh, we'd all love to see it. Unless you're a Cronulla fan, but certainly a great side.
Get out of there. Just get out of there.
Oh, geez, that's not going to be a penalty. Mullins here in the tackle, trying to get up. Cronulla player on top of him. He has to roll away. Then he tries to Ben Samet, but the ball's come loose.
A better effort than that, Ben Samet. Chance for Canberra to try and build some momentum with just 4 minutes to go before the half-time break. Frittis for Bradley Clyde. Again, he's lost it, and Canberra blow another opportunity.
Still going
Clyde
forward,
may
Brad.
well say. It was stripped, and we'll get a closer look at it, Gary.
He's held in the tackle for a long while, Bradley Clyde, trying to free himself to offload, then just trying to play it. Well, I can't see a hand in there from Cronulla, so we go with the ref on that one.
Yeah, let's go.
Healy. Control the tempo of this game.
Mark, stay there.
An absolute treat so far has Mitch Healy. Graham standing wide for that man Richardson, who's caused some havoc for the Canberra Raiders. Howland went towards the sideline, but there wasn't too much room there. Back for Nathan Long.
Good, stand up and fly it.
Haircut. Two tackles left now for Cronulla. Peachy. His hands with Richardson again. Get on the outside of his man. Pretty good job. Peachy, unpredictable. As always, look at Howland racing through. Well, he absolutely took off.
Smart play there from Peachy down the short side. Would have been a great kick, but it just takes a turn here in the end goal and goes over the sideline.
Come on!
Won the racing again.
Would have been hard to pick there.
Here they go. Clyde, good hands. Boyle, loose ball. 3 sets of 6 in a row. They've turned it over early. Very un-Canberra long ball.
They'll be hoping, Mal Meninga will be hoping they don't pay for it just before the half-time break. Sure, there was a big chance here. It goes great hands to Boyle, who beats his man. He had one man to beat. Just get the feeling he might have been trying to hold that back, but it was never going to go to his winger. Lots of cover coming as well from Cronulla.
Canberra, you can see the handling errors there. 7-3. Great Greenhill. Signed a contract with Penrith. Injured earlier in the season. Here goes Peachy, kicking on the first tackle, streaming through. Mullins goes back, and what a great play by Cronulla, and a great chase for Peachy, and good thinking by Graham.
Nice place the kick, wasn't it, too, from Graham. Peachy just onside, battling his way to get through there. Mullins has a look around to see how close they are behind him. does the right thing. He didn't get a good bounce, so he had to take it down low and dived on it or slid in with it. Peachy just pounced over the top. They're in a much better position now, Cronulla. The drop out from the Raiders. Just a couple of minutes left till half-time.
Variation, Steve Price.
Yeah, it is. I think they're going to work for a kick here. I think they're going to try and put a bit of pressure on the try line. It's very important for Canberra to keep them out here. If they get a try here, right on half-time, it could go to 14-0, 12-0, and that could be really important for the second half.
I'm sure Coach Melbourne could probably wear those mistakes if they don't give up any points and turn things around during the half-time break. Vegas has redone the bootstraps. That's a very, very, very big dropout. Sean Ryan. It's a pretty good head of steam.
No penalties, it's late.
The 4-year-old plays it back. Martin Lang, who has been outstanding today, as always. Zammit. Open side. Set play. McKenna.
That's
Bit of time in the back row. Damaging centre. Kenny Lee to the middle. McKenna looking to offload.
Goal line, fellas, goal line.
Graham. Responsibility for Nick Graham today in the number 6 jumper. Final tackle. Where's Healy? He'll get this ball. Back Peachy takes it upon himself, and that is absolutely superb by Nagus.
Great cricket field, wasn't it? Down on one knee, took it safely. Inside, back on the front foot.
They stretch him early. Bailey, Pearson, Brandon Pearson. He split them wide open. McKenna comes at it. Peachy gets him. Richardson over the top. And the siren sounds in the background. And a game that Cronulla has dominated so far. The scoreboard here at Bruce Stadium, 8 points to 0. We have seen just the one try and plenty of mistakes so far. The Canberra Raiders who have had their chances. So the Sharks, they go to the half-time break, leading by 8 points to 0.
Tonight, NRL on Fox Sports 2. First up, the Manly Sea Eagles prepare to defend Brookvale Oval against the Dragons. Then, North Sydney go head-to-head against Sydney's western suburbs. Last but not least, Sydney City Roosters take on the high-flying Parramatta Eels. An NRL triple header. Tonight starts at 6, only on Fox Sports 2.
From NEC, we bring you a big 516-litre frost-free refrigerator. This versatile energy-saving refrigerator comes with a fuzzy logic multicoloured front control panel for automatic control of the fridge and freezer settings. Big freezer, big fridge, big features. Small Harvey Norman price, just $12.95. When it comes to NEC, come to Harvey Norman.
Everybody loves Harvey Norman.
We'll be singing when we're winning. We'll be singing. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. We love the Raiders, we love the Magpies, the Sharkies, we love the Broncos.
I love my team when they're going through the good times. I love my team when they're going through the bad times.
We love the Knights, we love the Dragons. We love the Never gonna keep, we love the Rams. We love the Warriors, we love the Chargers. We love the Panthers, we love the Bears. We love the Cowboys, we love the Roosters. We love the Tigers, we love the Eagles. We love the Steelers, we love the Rabbitohs. We love the Eagles, keep me down.
What a night for Brisbane! Newcastle have won the grand final!
But I get up again, you're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again.
I love my footy.
Back to Bruce Stadium, and I imagine quite a calm dressing room. The Cronulla Sharks at the moment taking a well-earned rest. They've done a pretty good job so far, Gary.
They've controlled the football fairly well, and more importantly, they've defended well. They've held the middle of the ruck together. I was impressed with Dean Treaster in that regard. John Lang there starting to tell the boys exactly what he wants them to do in this second half, but I don't think it'll vary too much from the first half. Now, of course, talking to individually to some of the players, that's where the problem lies, I think. Just a few individuals have maybe a little bit of panic in their side, or not enough patience. They're throwing some silly passes. They're getting themselves into good position. Not really happening.
8 points to 0 at the half-time break. Just the one try that went to Russell Richardson. It was an absolute beauty after a barnstorming run only 30 seconds earlier, where he was held up over the line. And just the 2 goals there for the Cronulla Sharks. One for Forrester and one for Healy. And this is the only try so far, Gary.
Yeah, David Peachy was the man. Come across field, pulled a couple of defenders in. Richardson ran. He came back inside of his man, took the short pass and just barreled his way over the line. Some defenders there that just couldn't stop him.
I think you touched on it earlier when you mentioned the word control, because they've had 53% of the ball, Canberra 47. There's no doubt who's made the better use of it.
Well, Canberra have made too many handling areas. If you have a look there, 7 times they've come up with them, and at least 3 of those, when they were in very good position, they could have scored within a couple of tackles, or at least put some more pressure on the opposition. More line breaks from Cronulla. They've made 3 to the Raiders 2, and they're kicking a general play. Well, they've kicked it more because they've had it more, but their control of their kicks has been a lot better as well, kicking for that right-hand touchline most often, and either going out or hemming their opponents in.
7 handling errors. They're creeping up there for the Canberra Raiders, and there were some vital ones also. But Cronulla just unable to put on a second try before the half-time break, where they were attacking Canberra's line. Russell Richardson, before he scored that try, he took some pulling down on this occasion, Gary.
Well, you see, he gets the ball out wide. Danny Lee, who's played very well with the ball, just taking it to the line and popping it back behind him. Goes out to Richardson. One more pass out here, and you see McClendon, who's his man. He just gives him the heave-ho. See you later. Laurie Daly comes across in cover, puts the head down and bumps Laurie Daly off. You don't see that too often. Really gave him a shove. That shows the strength of the man. Nagus holds on. Then you see Mullins come in to hang on as well. And are they going to stop him? There's a third player as well who's coming back, and he just gets over the line, trying to score, but unfortunately can't ground the ball. But gee, it was a great effort, and what it really did, it set the Raiders on the back foot, and he scored within just 20 or 30 seconds.
Certainly did. Ben Kennedy leading the tackle count there for the Canberra Raiders. DeVico has been working extremely hard there for the Canberra Raiders, coming off the bench and in the starting lineup. Wolford with 15 tackles, and Nagus, surprisingly, Gary, the hit-ups there.
Well, he's had plenty of work. They're kicking it back to him. They count those kicks as hit-ups. Brad Clyde, who's come into the front row, he's got 10, and Ben Kennedy with 9. We really need to see the names of the other guys that are playing in the front row, particularly Luke DeVico up there as well. They really aren't going forward a lot. I'm not sure that it's a forward's fault or it's been called out wide, but that's the problem area that I can see. They're throwing it too wide too early. And if you look at Cronulla there, well, they've shared the work around Nathan Long, Nick Graham and Sean Ryan in defence, and the hit-ups. Martin Lang, Nathan Long is there again, and Danny Lee. Those 2 players, Martin Lang and Danny Lee, really leading the way up front for Cronulla.
It's no big shock, is it, to see Martin Lang, Nathan Long and Danny Lee, the leading workers there for the Cronulla Sharks. Have been doing a good job. Nick Graham also has been doing his fair share of work up in the defensive line with 15 tackles. Don't forget, a big round coming up next weekend, round 18 on Friday night. Parramatta up against Cronulla. It doesn't get any easier for the Sharks, does it?
Oh, it's a bit of a tough one for them, isn't it? And that's on Friday night, of course. If they win this match, well, that'll have them in a fairly solid position, well into the top 10, I think, in 8th position. So they'll be keen to go on in the second half. And, of course, Manly up against Melbourne down at Olympic Park, and that'll be tough for them too.
Melbourne looking to regain some of their momentum. The Gold Coast on Saturday up against Auckland. Don't forget, kick-off at 3:30 there. Balmain against North Queensland now. The Tigers, I thought it was a misprint, Gary, when I first read it.
Absolutely unbelievable. The Tigers, who have played so well this year on most occasions, 52-0 against Adelaide. So I guess they're going to show their fans at Leichhardt Oval not to desert them. They'll be keen to avenge that against North Queensland this week. And Penrith play Sydney City at Penrith Stadium on Saturday night.
The Rabbitohs against Adelaide. Adelaide looking for 2 wins in succession there at the Sydney Football Stadium against the Rabbits. Illawarra against Brisbane at WIN Stadium. Traditionally not a bad battle, that one. And St George up against the North Sydney Bears at Kogarah Oval. And Canberra up against Canterbury at Bruce Stadium. next Sunday. So Canberra with back-to-back matches at home. The Magpies up against Newcastle at the Campbelltown Sports Ground. We'll take a short break from Bruce Stadium. We'll come back shortly. It's Cronulla leading by 8 points to 0.
Where can you watch the best baseball players in the world? Fox Sports is the place to be for Major League Baseball. This season, we'll bring you live coverage of over 30 games, including the playoffs and the World Series live. Experience America's favorite pastime and catch Major League Baseball exclusively live. The world's best clash in the All-Star Game, Wednesday morning, 10 o'clock, Fox Sports. You're out!
From NEC, we bring you a big 5/16-litre frost-free refrigerator. This versatile energy-saving refrigerator comes with a fuzzy logic multicoloured front control panel for automatic control of the fridge and freezer settings. Big freezer, big fridge, big features. Small Harvey Norman price, just $12.95. When it comes to NEC, come to Harvey Norman.
Everybody loves Harvey Norman. We'll be singing when we're winning. We'll be singing. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. We love the Raiders. We love the Magpies. Sharkies.
I love my team when they're going through the good times. I love my team when they're going through the bad times.
We love the Knights. We like the Dragons. We love the Bulldogs. We love the Rams. We love the Warriors. We like the Chargers. We love the Panthers. We love the Bears. We love the Cowboys. We like the Roosters. We love the Tigers. We love the Eagles. We love the Steelers. We like the Rabbitohs. We love the Eagles. We love the
What a night for Brisbane! Newcastle have won the grand final!
But I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down. But I get up again.
I love my footy.
Sharks just prepare to come back out onto the field for the second 40 minutes. They've done a good job in the first 40, leading by 8 points to 0. Just the one try to Russell Richardson. No panic whatsoever, Gary, in that Canberra camp.
No, there's no reason to panic, but certainly Mal Meninga would, I think, be spelling it out that they need to control the football and probably go forward a little bit better. But certainly they've shown enough to suggest that they could score a few tries if they can hang on to the footy in this second half.
Well, plenty of inspiration for the Cronulla Sharks on Bruce Stadium as they come back out. Martin Lang, he'll continue his high work rate. Mitch Healy, 1 goal from 1 attempt for Mitch Healy. And then the try scorer was Russell Richardson. Wade Forrester, the lock forward. And Danny Lee, as you mentioned, his experience has really been worthwhile today, Gary.
Well, yeah, I mean, his experience, of course, with the younger players around him, urging them forward. But, gee, he does it well himself, doesn't he? Plays, you know, like you wouldn't suggest that he's in his early 30s. He's just taking the ball forward extremely well, doesn't miss too many tackles, and his offloads are very good as well. I've seen a couple of those today. One of those, in fact, leading to a good bust by Russell Richardson.
Yeah, he's 33 years of age, is Danny Lee. And Steve Price on the sideline. Any thoughts on the game at the half-time? Able to get to the rooms?
Mate, Mal Meninga basically just control the ball a lot more. The forwards have got to build a platform, so Laurie and Ricky can, you know, use his backs a little bit with Mullins and Kenny Nagus and basically control the ball and they'll eventually wear them away. They can score from anywhere, the Canberra Raiders, and that's what they're basically looking for, just to control the ball and be a little bit more patient when they've got the ball in great position.
Certainly, they have strike weapons straight across the park as referee Paul McLean. There's a pretty good relationship with most players going around, about to get the second half underway. Furner with the kickoff. Down for Peachy, and here comes that man, Nathan Locke, straight into it. Wolford dropped him around the legs. The other man, and there's that head going flying back, as we see so often, of Martin Lang.
big hit up, isn't it? It took all a good effort there from DeVico to stop him. I don't know if it means anything, but Laurie Daly played without any strapping or guard on his knee in the first half, but he's come back out with the blue knee guard that he wears in this second half. So
stand up and get out.
Trouble with that knee.
It's just a chronic problem that Daly has. It needs an operation. He's decided to keep playing this season. Vegas with the hit-ups for Canberra at the half-time break. Around McKenna. McKenna comes again and gets him.
The moment there, he might have been able to put Brett Mullins away.
He's threatening, isn't he?
He is threatening. He looks very sharp. Well, if you come at him with just one or two defenders, he's going to make it hard for you.
He's not far away from cracking it. Luke DeVico. Now Wolford. Pretty good job. Up over the halfway line. Nathan Long, maybe offside.
The crowd appealing for that line, suggesting he didn't get back to the 10-metre line with the rest of his teammates.
Clyde. In the front row.
Way down.
The offload away. Final tackle. Daly kicks out of dummy half. Finds a lot of open space. This is going to give Brett Howland a little bit of room to move. Got around the first man. Did a good job in the end to get 12 metres away from his line.
Bit iffy that chase. They were putting it in, but they have to really get there together, particularly with someone with the speed of Howland who's bringing it back at you.
Hands out.
But a very well-placed kick it was by Laurie Daly, and they need more of that in this half.
Sean Ryan.
Release the three, coming back with me.
Martin Lang.
Four, thank you. Hands out, Simon.
Treaster takes him to the grandstand side, throws the dummy. Kennedy rushes away from him, rushes away from Clyde. Martin to get away from. Good job. Treaster. Healy. Splits Mullins and he splits Nagas. Steve Price, good kick, and once again Cronulla's good ball control and playing out the sets of six pays off.
That's what they'll do all game, but just going on what Gary said before about Laurie Daly's knee, I just noticed the previous set of six him running back from the kick, and he is noticeably has got a limp, so it'll be interesting to see if he does play the whole game and actually how much involvement he has in the game.
Very much a week-by-week proposition, the left knee of Laurie Daly.
No, hang on.
2 weeks on the sidelines.
Boys, stand up. Stand up.
Steve, you played against Cronulla last week. Was it the same tactics, kicking for the sideline so much, or is it just something we're seeing this week against the Raiders from Chile?
They tend to do that just to slow it down, give their forwards a chance to get their breath back, and also sets the defensive line, and hopefully they can get up basically in your face and make some get the attacking side to make some mistakes and hold them in their half.
Davis loses his jumper. And Richardson makes the tackle on the far side.
Well, I read this morning where the referee's boss, Mick Stone, has said he's sick of players having their jerseys ripped off. We've just seen 2 in 2 tackles and one earlier in the first half. Not sure it's a penalising. Something that's worth penalising.
Canberra desperately trying to build up some momentum. And here it comes, Croker. Jason Croker, quick play the ball. Final tackle, Stewart, Daly, looking to try and create something. It's a shocker. In fact, you'll probably say it's a set play if it works out. Furner the offload, now Wolford with the kick. Howland goes back. The chase, David Boyle is there. Now Howland got around ball, then thought about the pass.
And lost the ball.
Very risky play.
But he did that. It was well done by Howland getting back in there. Strange kick from Daly. Eventually Wolford does it. Howland brings it back into the field of play. Looked to pass, and that player coming over the top helped force it loose. Wolford it is. Can't see it from there, but the touch judge saw it and alerted the referee.
Well, here they go. Croker taking the touch high on the far side. Boyle.
It's gone to the blind side twice. There have been 4 or 5 Cronulla defenders there. Not the way to go.
Back to the open now. Stewart. Furner takes on the defensive line. Wong and Lang make the tackles. DeVico stretching out and brought down in a beauty by Nathan Long. Stewart, Daly looking dangerous. Furner, in fact Ben Kennedy wrapped up. Final tackle. Well, DeVico looked like he had scored. Stewart up on him quickly. Nowhere to go. Can't get the ball away. Cronulla, they survive again.
Well, I tell you what, Cronulla, that's the sort of defence that wins games. The Raiders look for all money to score through Luke DeVico, and how Nathan Long dragged him down, I don't know, but he just managed to stop him. Another opportunity for the Raiders. We had a few chances early in the first half and didn't convert, and we saw Cronulla hit back.
He was virtually over the line, about to reach out, and then all of a sudden, the jumper got caught, and back he came.
And I'll tell you what, it can have a real negative effect on your side too when you do everything you need to do to score, and you're dominating the opposition and you don't, and suddenly you find yourself behind on the scoreboard. Happening out there just so far for the Raiders this afternoon.
This is Nick Zesty, the offload. They're starting to chance their arm a touch now for another. This is Nick Graham. 23 years of age, made his debut as a 17-year-old. Nagus goes back casually, looks up. Here come the Sharkies. Nagus away from one. McKenna, back to Kennedy. Nagus again wants to get up and get in the dummy half. He does that. Mullins. The crowd would like to see him a touch more involved.
Well, he's just trying to get involved. He was back there trying to support Nagus, but trying to get the ball off Ben Kennedy in the end. Now they're going to the right with a bit of space. Numbers out wide. There's Croker and Boyle. Here goes Boyle.
Halfway line, tackled on. Players in motion for Canberra. Stewart. Kennedy standing wide. Got around the tackle of Healy. DeVico rushes off one. In fact, Zesty copped one. And now it's on Martin Lang. DeVico. And it was Martin Lang at full.
The last tackle, I don't know what took the eye there of Martin Lang, but something had him fired up. Let's just have a look here. He's come in late on DeVico. DeVico's just trying to push him off. Bit of a wrestling, bit of rock and roll wrestling there, but should have just got off him, I think, Martin Lang.
Here they come, the Canberra Raiders. Clyde. Over the tackle there of McZisty. Stewart looking to stretch them. Bailey. Take it in a set play. Back to the open. Wolford. Deceptive. Boyle. Chance for Kennedy. And now Brandon Pearson gets there. Pearson crosses for Canberra's first try. And the opening one of the second half. That scoreline now 8 points to 4.
And finally the Raiders, they've gone from side to side continually. Short balls there. Kennedy gives it to Pearson. 2 men on one. The winger, well, really in 2 minds as to which play to take. Wolford started all, a great dash out of dummy half. He beats a tackle there at Danny Lee and just draws his player. It was standard pass stuff from there. Kennedy takes it across field, just pops a short one up to Pearson, hitting the hole. And they really needed it, the Raiders. Put a lot of pressure on and finally come up with some points. His second try for the season, Brandon Pearson.
Touch of a sigh of relief and for Brandon Pearson. Magpie last year, who then joined the Roosters and came to Canberra. Over 1,000 career points for David Fawn. His first attempt of the day. He's waved away. 8 points to 4 at the moment. It's the Cronulla Sharks in front of the Canberra Raiders.
Well, you just see Wolford getting out of dummy half here. Has a player inside, dummies to him, and that held up some defenders. Beats one tackle of Lee. Croker through the hands to Kennedy. They know they've got numbers on the outside. There's still a winger outside. Pearson's over.
Pearson, who took a little while to find his feet, maybe down here in the nation's capital, but certainly over the past 6 weeks or so, Gary, he's been in good form.
I think Nominengo was very patient with him, but certainly repaying that faith now. DeVico takes it forward and sideways, a couple of defenders trying to get him over the sideline.
Steve Price, Cronulla, they're not the sort of side who panic when a team do score.
No, they're not. That's John Lang is a bit disappointed with Martin there, giving a penalty away. And notice both tries that have been scored today have both come from a couple of penalties in a row and given the the attacking team a few easy yards to get into an attacking position. I noticed that Canberra McNinden's starting to get ready to come back on too, so we'll see a little bit more spark around the rucks there as well.
It's a huge kick. Well taken by Peachy over his right shoulder. Now he gets away from Boyle. Boyle continued the chase. Luke Stewart got the nasty knock in the opening half and was only on the field for a couple of minutes. Graham held that ball up. Matt Grower, they've had their troubles in the 5/8 position with Paul Green, the regular halfback, out injured since round 2 of the competition. Well, good work by Wolford. He's been sniffing around, Gary.
He was. He saw that Danny Lee was going to pop it back, but he does so often, and he got right in behind him.
Giving back in that tackle. Losing the shorts in the process. Gavico. There's been an incident in back play. There's a Canberra Raider player down. That player is Wolford. I didn't quite see what happened. Burner takes it forward. Stay with the play. Stewart. First receiver. Bailey standing wide. Pearson again. Kennedy. He's taken it. Will this be a professional foul?
The referee said that it has to be from Jason Stevens.
Come in. He didn't miss.
Stand in. Stand in.
He came through after the player got rid of the ball.
Yep.
And just knocked him over, mate. I had my doubts as to the legitimacy to the height of the tackle.
Okay.
I certainly have some concerns over it.
All right, Leon. All right.
Oh, he's been taken.
Listen, for the tackle, it's going on report, but for holding a player out of here in an attacking position, all right, you're going in the bin for 10 minutes. Okay?
Well, there it is. A crowd here at Bruce Stadium. Having cheered Jason Stevens for a professional foul. Goes to the sin bin.
Yeah, not a good couple of plays for him there. He's on report as well for that hit on Simon Wolford. Do they go to 2 here or keep attacking? I sense that they are going to attack, and Bradley Clyde will kick to the sideline here. They really think they've got Cronulla going backwards, and of course the Sharks with 10 men for 10 minutes.
Gavico.
Get out of there!
For the Raiders. Golden chance now. A one-man advantage for Canberra.
2. There's some space back here on the left if they come out through Stewart, and they do.
Stewart, Clyde, Kennedy, numbers over the line and held up, I think. McLean was in very good position there. Well, that's one save.
It's good defence, isn't it? Just have a look here. I think Danny Lee eventually is one of the players in there. Peachy comes there. Well, Lee comes in very late. Peachy and Howland were in fact the defenders. Or Jeff Bell. Some work cut out for them now. Canberra feet, of course.
Plenty of pressure, Steve Price now for Cronulla.
There is Jason Stevens come off. John Lang's down on the sideline. He wasn't very happy. He's, obviously geeing up a couple of guys. Martin Lang and Nathan Long are going back on, so he's had a quick word to them. And it's a very important time now for Cronulla to stay in the game.
Must hold him out. Scoreline 8-4. Bailey starting to come into his own with the offload. Pearson just 1 centimetre short of try number 2. Slow play the ball. Pearson has been hurt. Going to struggle to his feet. He gets there eventually. Back it goes for Daly. Croker. Reaches out. Loses it. McLean once again was right on the spot. The quick tap. It comes back to the 20. Priest is well aware of it. The Canberra Raiders aren't. And they've picked up a handy 12 metres.
Oh, I tell you what, the Sharks were there again. A couple of try savers once again has got them just out of trouble. Have a look at Croker here, making his way to the line. Well, where is the video ref there? I mean, I know McLean thought it was no try, but I really think he may have controlled that before it went over the line.
Cronulla, come away. Now the pressure is all that's needed. We'll try and get another look at it.
If there's any doubt, bring the video ref in. Let's have a look at him. He's got the left arm, just gets it free here. Going forward, over the line. Well, I see he had downward pressure and control.
Controversy now at Bruce Stadium. Croker.
Screaming at the ref, but he Last tackle now, 20 metres out for Cronulla.
Peachy for Healy. Now they resort to the bomb. Nagas peddling back and takes it well.
Well, you see Nagas here screaming for the quick tap as well. They really feel that if the time is right for them to get to the scoreboard and get to the scoreboard. Davika with a good run and an offload.
Better offload.
One, get up!
Back with the headgear on. Just quickly, Steve, how did you see the try? Or no try, I should say.
Yeah, I honestly think that he did lose it before he got it down. Just watching it closely. It was very close and it was a missed opportunity for Canberra.
Came around with being a little bit deceptive. Blaine was very confident.
Hang on, Brad, no, hang on.
And Ricky Stewart has copped a bad
Wait,
head knock
it.
here. A cut over the right eye.
Sharks, back here. Yeah, we've got to get someone else on.
Blood beating looks like Wilford's coming on to replace him.
Wilford. He's back into the game. Fredis. Vico. Moving back in that tackle.
Play in!
Big Stewart. McNamara comes off the wing. Try and do some
get
work.
up!
Fredis again. Sparking them up in the dummy half position.
Five!
Wilford, so they've got a couple of hookers out there for Canberra. Daly, slight fumble, gets the kick away. Here they come, the chasers. It was Wilford who was offside. Saw an opportunity, Gary. Thought I might try and grab it and sneak away with it. So they're doing a good job, Steve Price, to soak up this pressure, the Sharks.
They are. The longer it takes, the better for the Sharks. For 10 minutes, they want to go as quickly as possible to get the 13 players back on the field.
It must drag out.
It certainly does, mate.
They come away. Lang. Really try and make up for that he gave away, which led to Brandon Pearson's try. And it's Luke Stewart.
Here's the second one, no spoil!
Danny Lee.
Good, come on!
It goes for Nick Graham. Nice ball. Jeff Bell. Peachy. Away from dummy half. Most of the tackle that one. Final tackle now.
Wait, go!
It'll go back for Healy. They go the short side. They run it. Does it come off a Canberra player? McClendon's picked it up. And Nagas will come away with it. Martin Lang gets him.
Hearts and mouth stuff there. Bit of space for Cronulla down the right side. And Nagas, of course, almost through that Cronulla defence.
McLuhan ball. Burner.
Good, let's go!
Short of the halfway line. Daly. Linden back for Daly. He's looking for a hole in this defensive line. Kennedy, well taken. He reeled that one in. Over the top of Hill. That's a super ball for Mullins, who's given it up for Peachy. Peachy, plenty of speed.
What about that play from Peachy? Mullins, he had him. Peachy was flat-footed, not going to be able to turn and chase. Gee, he did well to knock that kick into the air and recover.
1, 2, hands out!
Two of the better fullbacks in the game, and this is why Mullins puts it on the toe. Peachy knocks it in the air and recovers. Very good reflexes there.
Release! Back
It was
and
a catch
hold!
that had to be made, that one. 8 points to 4. Midway through the second half. Cronulla still with 12 men. Jason Stevens in the bin. And on report, Healy. Wade Forrester. Final tackle, will they go to the air? They do on this occasion. High ball. Peachy. One of the best catches around. And McNamara was there. Their catch back to the 20.
Where are his feet? I still think he was in the field of play when he jumped, but the referee was on the spot. He landed in the end goal. You can see it too well from here, but he's left the ground in the field of play, and they should have been ruled a drop out from under the post.
It's a big difference. Kennedy gives it to Clyde.
Nonetheless, a great take from McNamara.
Quite a bit of full-back. There's Furner. 40 metres out now. We're starting to get a touch desperate. Away goes British. And they get him, but only just. Peachy. Dragged him down. And Cronulla.
Oh, they still can't get over the line, and Cronulla, they're doing their fans and their coach proud. They've pulled him up short again. Croker just trying to get there. No way was he over. He's grounded it before the line.
He's been denied for the second time in 5 minutes.
Look at that effort from Critters. He's beaten them all. In fact, even got around Peachy, who had the speed to catch him. A great effort from the replacement hooker.
The legs there of Danny Lee, who just hit the shoulders of Croker and forced him back. Far side play. And Cronulla have done a good job of getting away from their own line. It was Howland again. Graham. Danny Lee with the offload. Now Graham up here. Bruner making the tackle. Final tackle.
The last tackle, Ken Nagus is playing fairly short still.
Big deep kick this one. Healy sits up for McNamara. Been trying to get that one over the sideline and just soak up a little bit more time.
Well, there can't be long left by my calculations. About the 9th minute of that 10-minute break that Jason Stevens earned himself.
Stewart looks like he's being taken back up. Going to be out there shortly. Charge. Here goes Bradley Clyde. The offload for Ben Kennedy. He will strangle. Ben Kennedy picks up another try, and he loves scoring. We have a tied-up ball game on our hands. 8 points all. Canberra Cronulla.
They held on as long as they could, Cronulla. I tell you what, some great defence, but Brad Clyde hits the line, gets to the last defender, Peachy, and just gets it around the corner. Does it go backwards? That's the question. Well, it looks all right from this angle. Ben Kennedy streaks away. Danny Lee was never going to catch him. They've done a lot of work to get here, and I tell you what, they've shown some patience. Really what Mal Meninga asked for, Steve Price told us, some ball control and patience, and Brad Clyde was the man to set it up. That ball around the corner for Ben Kennedy. It's great when you're in the clear to look around and see no one chasing, and he would have been a very happy man.
Wants to celebrate the tries, Furner. Right in front. Second attempt of the afternoon. He's successful. And for the first time today, the Canberra Raiders are in front of Cronulla. They lead by 10 points to 8.
Well, here it is. Brad Clyde takes it to the short side, just gets inside the defenders there. Healy can't stay with him. And a beautiful ball around the corner. Very flat, or just behind him it was. Ben Kennedy gets it over underneath the post. Raiders back in front.
Get underway again here. Steve Price, that try and that work by Bradley Clyde, I thought may have been forward at first, but he's actually promoted the ball a little bit forward, but thrown it back.
Yeah, he did. And that little period there, Jason Stevens is back on now. So
One,
it's been
come
very
on, back,
costly,
Sharks,
2 tries,
back!
and they're right back in the game now with Canberra in front, obviously, and that took a lot of juice out of Cronulla.
You know what you mean, Terry. Yeah, promoted it forward and threw it back.
His hand came out from his body, but the ball actually did go back.
Okay.
Solid. 17 minutes to go.
Well, the Raiders really need to keep that go forward, haven't they? They've been so desperate to bust the line and bend the line, and they don't need to go into the shell now. Still looks like through Stewart, who's come back on the field taped up, and that second pass out wide for the daily kick. Howland now with some work ahead of him.
McClendon chases through. Evercurl gets it. Peachy away from dummy half. Peachy, this man is quick. Nagus makes the tackle. Boyle came again from behind. They combined well to bring Peachy down.
Great too, but David Peachy's had a very, very good game. He saved a number of tries and made some good runs. One of the better players out there for the Sharks this afternoon.
Well, Jason Stevens is back out there for Cronulla. Ryan Howland, Brett Howland streaks away for
Cronulla, and they strike back straight away. A seesawing game here. Cronulla, they are back in front.
Well, I just talked about Peachy's great work down that short side, but they went back there through. We've just seen he picks it up here. The ball had just been pulled back from the kick by Howland. A couple of players out there, but really none of them could stay with him. Ken Nagus manages to hang on, and David Boyle backs up, but they go down the short side. The ball gets to Sean Ryan. He gets between two defenders. The winger didn't have the confidence in his inside man to stay out. You can't let Brett Howland free. A great ball around the corner for him.
He's extremely quick, the 22-year-old. He's from Guymere. He's a local junior for Cronulla.
Well, that was Boyle's man, and the wingers come in to try to help him out. He didn't need to. Streaks away.
A great finish on our hands at the moment. Brett Howland only made his first grade debut last year. He shot to prominence really earlier this season when Matt Rogers was injured and Howland came onto the wing for Cronulla and was an instant success. Tough one, it's waved away, and still a 2-point ball game. Cronulla, 4 points to 10.
Well, they made the mistake, the Raiders, of a kick chase. The second tackle, they went to sleep on it. Peachy made a good bust, and then you see it here. Two players came into there, and really, they've just left a bit of space out wide. A great ball around the corner from Ryan for Howland to score.
Well, the back rower there showing Bradley Clyde can do it. I can too. Sean Ryan. Putting Howland away. Too close to tip a winner yet, Steve Price.
Mate, I'm sticking with Canberra as I did at the start, but it just goes to show how dangerous Sean Ryan is on the edge of the ruck. He's been waiting for an opportunity all game, and comes up with a great opportunity there. He just set up a great try.
Mark McLinden on the wing, and that could be one of the problems. I'm sure he doesn't play there too much. He was the one that came in on Sean Ryan to help out with the tackle, just leaving his winger unmarked.
There's Nathan Long.
Oh! Don't give him away!
The heck Huron. Graham. Flat ball. McKenna. Howland again. Back to McKenna. Howland stepped into touch.
Well, we've got to talk about the inexperience of McLinden on the wing. He dropped back on the last tackle, but a lot of people think that's what wingers do. Well, not if you're on the blind side, the short side. And Cronulla just saw they had an extra man, put it through the hands. So simple. Had he been able to stay into touch. You see McLinden way back here. Well, that's his man on the wing he should have been marked up on. Forget the kick, leave that for the fullback.
Pressure. Cronulla attacking down the left-hand side with success against Canberra. They've scored 2 tries in the second half. They trail by 12 points to 10. Pearson, nice ball for Ben Kennedy. Oh, Kennedy! A beauty at the back for Mullins. Back to Curtis. Ball picks it up.
Hang off his knee, it wasn't a knock on.
Stewart to the line for Brandon Pearson. Mullins was trailing up there, Gary.
Players inside there, in fact, and it seemed that one was taken out of play. Mullins has hurt his knee or his left leg. Hasn't been good for them, but there was some space. The pass was on, but it just didn't reach another Raiders player.
Mullins limps back into position, but this is only his second game of the season, so they can ill afford to lose him. Bailey makes the tackle on this occasion.
Back to Mullins coming to the sideline. I think Mullins might be going on. They're asking him the question if he's okay.
Stevens, just short of the halfway line, Jason Stevens. Final tackle. Out on the ball.
They didn't need that, the Sharks, did they? Bringing it back to the Raiders on the halfway line. Twister just did the touch on the ball, and that's all it has to be.
12 minutes to go. Looking forward to it. Here's Seabold. Stewart. Bringing it back on the inside.
The defence in that department has been solid, hasn't it? I imagine Johnny Lane has really alerted them to that this afternoon. Steve Price mentioned it to us earlier that those inside balls from Ricky Stewart, always a danger.
Play the ball from Stewart. Held down in that tackle by Danny Lee. This man is Davico. He's had a big game. Final tackle. The boot of Stewart. High ball. Very high. Peachy. Off the ground. 6 to go. No need to panic. They have done exactly that. They've bombed another one, Canberra.
Well, they've bombed a few this afternoon. You see it's bounced off a Cronulla player there, in fact. 6 to go, the referee called. Croker had his man outside. The winger decided, in fact, McNamara to come in before Croker realised. I'm not sure he would have got to that high pass anyway, but... The only person who didn't hear the 6 to go call perhaps was Jason Croker.
He's handling it, starting to creep up. 11 to 6.
Let's see some more of those towering torpedoes from Ricky Stewart. That one,
a pretty sight, are they?
Come on, Raiders!
There's Jason Stevens, who has come back on the park. Steve Price is trying to make up for that 10-minute spell.
Yeah, he's a pretty experienced front rower, and he'd be disappointed with getting 10 minutes, so he'd be sort of feeling as though he owes the team something, and obviously he's doing it with a bit of go forward.
Luke Stewart. Cronulla still fancy themselves down the left-hand side. Come back to the open. Healy to McNamara. Feel the pressure on McNamara on that occasion. Jeff Bell makes the tackle. Haggis again. I was thinking, but keep darting. I'm bound to find a little bit of space eventually.
Plenty of defenders there, that time weren't there. Davico inside and pops it back again. He has had a great game, Davico, this afternoon. Frittis just trying to go forward. Both the little darters in there. There's a good ball from Wolford.
Ball. Back to McClendon. Look at his pace. He puts the kick in. Peachy. McClendon. Peachy wins it. That was only a fraction, wasn't it?
How quick is he? He's run around Richardson. Richardson just gets to him, but he puts the kick in beautifully. That stays in play. What a great kick that was. And Peachy had to use all of his speed to get there. He would have had his hand on the ball too.
Now the challenge for the ball also, shoulder to shoulder.
If they think McClendon knocked it out, wouldn't they perhaps think that he may have grounded it? There's the end of it here. Come off of Peachy's boot, no doubt at all. Sure, they could have gone to the video ref. It was a potential try. I've seen that twice this afternoon.
Points to 10. Canberra. They convert some of these opportunities.
No one.
They've exposed. Here goes Howland. And Howland. I tell you, McClendon's quick. I tell you, Brett Howland doesn't lack too much. Have a look at him on the left wing.
Well, Ken Nagus wasn't really as close to that as he should have been when the ball was kicked. He was out on the open side. Play the ball was about 15 metres in or 20 metres in from the touchline. He struggled to get there had that stayed in the field of play.
Laurie. 7 minutes to go.
Right, Steve, minute. Break up.
Staying solid.
Yep, time out. Simon, your deal as well. I explained to you as captain what happened down there. I explained to Ricky on the trot. I don't need these two having a constant snipe at me, all right? If I can give a penalty up this end of the field, I'm not going to. Control them, please.
I think it gets back to that incident, Gary. Goes to the corner post.
Players still complaining about it. Well, they need to forget about it now.
Bring it round.
Not going to change anything. Just get on with it.
Bring it round.
Said they shouldn't panic all afternoon. Well, they're getting to the stage now that perhaps they need to. They should be forgiven for pushing a pass, put it that way. They really need to get up the other end of the field, get the football over the line.
Nice ball. Pearson.
Second, get out!
Existing made the tackle. Nagus. Some broken. Wolford again to Nagus. Vegas has done virtually everything possible to try and turn this game around for Canberra. Stewart, lovely ball for Daly. Back for Clyde, a better ball for Kennedy. There goes Luke Prentice. Prentice celebrates before he touches down. And now the Raiders, the Green Machine, in full motion. They're back in front. With only 6 minutes to go, 14-12.
Great finishing, size and relief all around for the Raiders. Here's the man that started though. Daly inside to Clyde. Clyde's the man, that's two. Two for Kennedy around the corner. Kennedy draws his man, the fullback. And Luke Prentice, well, he's pretty quick, isn't he? He's got some Sharkies chasing him and they can't stay with him. The ball from Stewart to Daly. The inside pass to Bradley Clyde. I think he's been their best this afternoon, Clyde. That ball around the corner or in the tackle to Kennedy. And there goes Prentice. I don't agree with celebrating too early, but he's obviously happy. He's had a big go this afternoon when he's been on the field. Under the post, he's right where they needed it.
They're hard to beat at home. They've lost just the one game, and Luke Prentice, he comes off the bench, but he can find the try line. 3 tries for the season. And this is Brendan Pearson. Straight in front. 3 for the season. Rides that one over. That scoreline now. 16 points to 12, Canberra. Trailed by 8 points at the half-time break, and Steve Price, this is a Canberra special.
Yeah, I think Bradley Clyde's been tremendous today, and Kennedy doing what he does best to back up. I mean, there's been a bit in the paper this week about Bradley Clyde and, you know, the Raiders not wanting him and stuff, and he's really done tremendous stuff today in the front row.
Certainly has. He's had a huge game. Thrust into the front row along with Luke DeVico, and I think DeVico and Clyde have combined extremely well, Stu.
Yeah, they have, mate.
Second, get out.
There's Wolford. He's been dangerous from dummy half.
Good.
Prentice.
Stand and play 4, he's a 10.
Wolford again, back for Ferner. Out the back, Brett Mullins. Oh, that must have been close. Mullins plucked the ball from nowhere. Just hard to see why he pulled that back. Maybe he thought Mullins was offside. How did you see that one, Stu?
Yeah, it was hard. I don't know whether Mullins caught it before the other guy did. I mean, maybe the other guy touched it, but the referee's made the decision and that's fine.
Exactly. Spoken like a true player.
Come on, Raiders!
4 minutes to go. 4-point ball game. They are not dead and buried yet, Cronulla.
Play 2, hands off!
Time left to score. They continue to work away down that left-hand side with success. Bell, out the back, Richardson. He scored one in the opening half. There's 2 Cronulla Sharks down in back play.
Ricky!
It goes through Stevens. Healy. Nick Graham. Peachy now on the outside of his man. Nick Zisti from dummy half. The ball up the jumper of Peachy. They're on to Healy quickly. Graham. Jason Stevens. 1-on-1. Second phase for Ryan. Ryan for the corner. He reaches out but can't get there. So close for Cronulla. Back it comes. First one. Graham has not gone. And maybe Cronulla's chance is gone. Danny Lee thought about taking it. It went behind Graham, and there's Sean Ryan. Over the top of McClendon, reaches out. But they forced him to ground just before he could promote the forearm to get the ball over the line. Stewart. Vegas. Graham makes the tackle along with Peachy. Brandon Pearson.
2, come on!
To try and force an error, the Cronulla Sharks. Brett Mullins. Mullins. Back on this occasion for Stewart. It's a good time for Wade Forrest. A gallant effort by Cronulla. Big hit by Dolan. He bounces off one. Eventually taken by Sean Ryan. Slow play the ball. You'll see a fair bit of that from Canberra in the dying moments. Ferner. Final tackle. A good deep kick. Peachy drops back. Stewart. We'll put this ball out of play and we'll soak up the clock. Seconds, they click by. There by Ricky Stewart. The ball out of play. Will be about 1 minute left, and that will be enough for one set of 6 tackles. That's if this scrum ever packs down. There's been no time off. Healy.
Laurie out!
Peachy in the play. As a game breaker. Russell Richardson. Have to take some risks. They trail by 4. 40 seconds to go. Nathan Locke.
Second back to me!
Trooster. Again, they'll go that short side. For Brett Howland. It was Richardson. Laid it back. Peachy. Cross field. Into a hole. Mick Graham. Around one. Got the pass away. Here goes Wade Forrester. Gets the ball away. Richardson. Meters out. 2 tackles left. 1 second left. The siren sound. They've got to get a kick away. Healy. Nathan Long with a kick. And they have survived Canberra. Laurie Davis takes the final ball. And Canberra have won this game. They've come from behind to win by 16 points as well. At Bruce Day, the man of the match, courtesy of NEC.